Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we are following the breaking news out of Tennessee, Hendersonville, Tennessee. I have the complete first amended federal civil complaint filed by Seth Rogers against the Tennessee Department of Children's Services, and we are going to go through some of that and what the documents say page by page. This is a 25-page civil complaint containing 6 separate legal claims. It is asking for quite a sum, several $1 million, punitive damages, and a jury trial, and a court order requiring DCS to reopen an active investigation involving Sebastian. But the money is not the most important part of the filing. The most important question is, what did DCS know about Sebastian before he disappeared? And why does Seth Rogers say he was never properly brought into the investigation despite allegedly having joint legal and physical custody? We have a lot to get to tonight, so batten down the hatches on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face.
Nobody's going to get a notification.
They called me too loud, too much, too strong.
I didn't
but
say
honey,
it.
that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me stand. I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Go.
Hold up, lights on, chat in the room, another late night, and another headline blooming. Coffee gone cold, but the story got heat, and one little detail keep tapping my screen. Coming in clutch, when the timeline bends, we don't just scroll, we connect loose ends. Somebody said, nah, that's probably enough, but the chat said, Justin, we're coming in clutch. Run that back, don't rush that part. Something fell wrong from the very first start. Different day, same shaky excuse, and the math ain't mathin' when we check the proof. I'm not here to play detective for fame, I'm here when the story starts changing names. One clip, one call, one post too much, and the whole room knows we're coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, Yeah, the facts stay loud. Truth don't hide when we bring the crowd. Screens lit up and the chat don't sleep. We dig real deep where the stories get steep. Pearls in the chat, lights in the back. Somebody better explain why the story went flat. You can dodge one question, maybe dodge two. With the internet clock, what you said don't cue. Wait. Say that again, you said it was there, then it wasn't back then. You said you forgot, but the record got saved. Now the chat's wide awake and the room just changed.
Coming in clutch when it all gets strange. When the facts get buried and the tone starts change. We don't need drama, the truth does enough. That's why they pull up, we're coming in clutch.
Late night crew, yeah, we built this thing. One live stream turned to a whole damn ring. Members in green miles holding it down. Whole chat moving like a small town crowd. No fake hype, no lazy spin. Just one more clue when we're back again. If it don't sit right, we don't let it slide. We put the detail right up on live.
Coming in clutch, say it one more time. Whole room locked on the very next line. From the first red flag to the final touch, you know where to be, we're coming in clutch.
When the screen fades out and the night gets still, somebody somewhere knows truth comes real. We'll be right here when the next facts drop. Coming in clutch and we don't just stop.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world. And you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is July 16th, 2026. It is currently 6:57 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. We have the entire filing in the Seth Rogers, Sebastian Rogers case, and we're going to go through the gist of it. I got it all. And there is a lot of different things coming out in this. So we're gonna get to all of that. Good to see everyone in chat. How you doing? Guys, before we get started, if you would be so kind, please do me a big favor. Please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you would consider sharing this video out, hit that share button, copy that link, drop it in any of your favorite social media. And if you would consider hyping this video after the live stream. It has to be after the live stream, and it's got to be on your mobile device, your phone and or your tablet. You get 3 hypes a week, and if you don't use it, you lose it. You don't want to lose it. So thank you, T-Gun. Hey, Babs. Miss Sherry. Mohawk. Protest. Good to see you. Hamatud. Miss Sherry. Catherine. Hello. Mounts. Anna. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. So we're going to get to a lot of this. I do want to say a few things before we get started. Okay. So, I do want to say a few things. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is welcome in my channel. This is a highly contentious case. I want to say that. If you've been following Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case, you know it's a doozy. And people have really strong opinions about this. And as long as your opinion is respectful, it's a free country, free world. Let people have their opinions. I go to other channels where I'm welcomed, and they may not have the same opinion as I do on this case or other cases. That's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. We are grown-ass adults, and what I will not do is make this about me. That is certainly what I will not do. because this really is about Sebastian Rogers, and it's I can't even begin to tell you. You know, the thing about these cases, especially when a lawsuit like this is filed, everything starts coming out, and a lot of that may be shared, it may not be. There is things in this filing that I will not talk about, and the reason I won't talk about it, for the simple fact of it's really, really deep. It's really personal as well, and I don't want to speak on it because Sebastian, and because truly of his three parents as well, even though obviously one of his parents is filing this suit. But like I said yesterday, I think anybody would be pissed off of not having a single answer 2.5 years later, in my opinion, which meaning Seth. But really the question is, did CPS fail Sebastian? What did they know? When did they know it? How did they come to their decision? And did they make the right decision? Right, and that's what this filing is about. But we're going to talk about a lot of it. So there's just, we know that there has been claims of Sebastian with Seth, Chris, Katie, all talked about these things that happened to Sebastian in California. Obviously that is in these papers, but I won't be talking about that. Just out of respect. It's really nothing that we don't already know on that part anyways. So all that jazz. Hey Jude, I'm here for this. Good to see you, baby. Thank you so much. I texted you back earlier, by the way. Did you get it? Thank you so much, Jude. Appreciate you, honey. Good to see you. And you guys know where I stand in this case. I support Seth. I've supported him pretty much from day one. Is he perfect? No, but none of us are. And all three of the parents have went through some, obviously, regardless of whether one of the parents, two of the parents, three of the parents, or none of the parents are involved in Sebastian's disappearance, it's still difficult what they're going through. And this is it's kind of the worst time of their life, right? And I try to always give some grace, especially after the fact of something happening to someone, because when we're not always when we're at our our worst time of our life, we're not at our best either. So I just want to say that as well. So thank you, Babs. Thank you, darling. But wherever you stand on this case, you are free to speak that here. Period. Because again, I go to channels that welcome me whenever we may disagree on certain things of this case or whatever. So yeah, anyway, onward and upward. Just look into Summer County Jail. There has been several deaths. No one ever gets answers for help from them. Unfortunately, it's the good old boy system. I lived here my whole life. Wow, Amanda. You may not be wrong on that, Thank you, Crafting. Justin, can I ask, has this been filed in the courts? Yes. 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 You can, let me see her. Yeah. It's got case, the filing date, all of that. So it just came out just a little bit ago. So like last night I checked to see if I could get this. It was not out. Today, earlier I checked, it gave me 1 page. And then we checked again and it all came through. I want to specifically thank our friend, Little Red, for this sub up to Little Red for the replay crew. Little Red is in the description. Sub up to Little Red. She's a true crime channel, and she does other things on her channel as well. I'm sure you will enjoy her. She talks about a lot of interesting cases that a lot of people don't cover, and a lot of different things. So yeah, there's that. So there is some before we get to the filings and all of that, we are going to look at some of the new things that is out today. WSMV said that they were releasing some another part 2 to this tonight, and we're going to get to that. Hello, Miss Kelly, Miss Linda, Miss Shari. Thank you for subbing up, Miss Shari. Of course, I see you. How you doing? Wendy, good to see you, my friend. Yvette, hello. Southern Butterfly, good to see you. Snorky, Horsey, how you doing? How you doing? Fine Summer's Truth, where have you been? Haven't seen you since 1976. Good to see you. Linda B, Crystal, hello, darling. Crafting. All right, so we're gonna get right to it. A few different things here coming out, and are y'all ready? Put a 1 in the chat if you are ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, couple different things here. Hey, baby monkey, how you doing? How you doing? So proud and heartbroken for Seth. I'm not muted. You're muted, girlfriend. I ain't muted this time, sister. You muted. Oh my God. I'll be honest with you. This case, I hope we can all be a little classier with these new things coming out and all that as a group here on YouTube, because people get really strong feelings, and everything goes crazy. I hope we can just all chillax a little bit. We all want Sebastian home. We all want Sebastian home. And gotta keep that in mind, right? This case gets people going every time. It does, Reptile. It does. People either, can't stand Seth or can't stand Chris and Katie, or can't stand any of them. And none of them are perfect, right? None of them are perfect. So I'm trying to do better with trying to calm down on this case a little bit. Suze, good to see you, my dear. 10 months. Really do appreciate you, Lovey. Good to see you. Thank you so very much. From Australia, we come from the land down under. I'm tired of being classy for child abusers. I see you. Listen, I get it. But I get it. I understand. But I do believe I do believe people will be held accountable in this case. I do. Catherine, thank you so much, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. 18 months. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Catherine. Really, really appreciate your continued support, my dear. So, and this is the thing. As creators, each of us may know different things as far as how deep we know into Sebastian's case, right? So I try to now think of this as, okay, well, that creator may have a limited knowing on this case. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot more. And, I do believe once, all eventually come out, I don't know it all, obviously. I wish I did. But I know more. And I think that'll obviously change people's minds. Leslie, thank you for the happy poo. If you're happy and you're poo-y, clap your hands. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you. Hey, Jude, before you get started, prayers needed. Yes, guys. Is it okay if I say it, hey, Jude? Or you may just, okay, I'll just say prayers. Guys, please pray for our dear mod, Hey, Jude. She's going through some health battles right now, and she needs your prayers, please. If you would keep our friend Hey Jude in your prayers. Hey Jude is an OG, and if you pray or have good thoughts, good energy, good vibrations, whatever's good, please throw it her way. Ask the man upstairs or whoever or whatever you pray to. We greatly appreciate it. Okay? We love you. I love every single one of you mother chickens in here. I love every single one of you. My mods, my members, my chat. I love every one of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay? I love the haters. I love the lovers. I love the in-betweeners. I love you all. Okay? So that's just the way it is. Sorry, not sorry. Hey, Christy, good to see you, babe. How you doing, girl? Did you see my rooster, Justin? Girl, I did not see a rooster, but I'm willing. I'm so willing. You know, I'm trying to be a Christian lady here, but if you offered, Kiki, I'll see your chicken anytime. Anyway, we love you too. We love you guys too. Okay, I put it on my live. Oh, is that what you say now? You put it on your live. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, is this the same one from last night?
Right now, too.
I remember that dress from last night.
Purpose.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
And he still is.
I gotta find it. Find the one, find the one, find the one. Wherever we are. Guys, I am literally stupid right now. You know how much I have slept since the last time you have seen me? 2 hours. 2 hours. And yeah, that's been fun. It's been fun. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. And okay, where is it at? They failed my son. We watched that one, didn't we? Okay, here we go. Wait. Give me a second, guys. When was this? This was yesterday. Okay, there's a new one. I've got it somewhere. Lord have mercy. We're also going to be starting a new case, guys, that will go about. Thank you for the Unk alert. Thank you for the Unk alert. Appreciate you. Let me just do it like this. No. I see you. The one with on the news. The one on the news. Oh, okay. I see your rooster now. Bear with me, guys. Maybe this is it. I apologize. I thought. Okay, we got it. 2.5 years, no arrest. There should be some more coming out too before we get to the documents.
I wish
later.
there was an easy way to control that stink.
Well, girl, wash it. Come on. It's not that difficult. We're sharing our roosters. I've got 2 little silky roosters. They're so cute. One is a strawberry blonde and one is white. And they are the cutest little cockadoodle-doos you ever seen. I sent you a Dior makeup brush, Justin. Thank you, Protest. Appreciate you for the makeup brush, my darling. Really appreciate you. Thank you for the Dior, darling. Who doesn't like Dior? I appreciate you. You needed that. Okay. So we're going to go to our friends WSMV, and I'm telling you, they have just been a breath of fresh air. It's hasn't been check text sent you. Okay, thank you, babies. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Yep, that's all I got. Okay.
Well, good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday night. 8:45, we're gearing up for the 10 o'clock newscast. We're coming on here with breaking news here. 870 days after Sebastian Rogers first disappeared. Many of you remember that name. We followed it extensively here on WSMV. His father is now suing the Sumner County Sheriff's Office in federal court. So tonight, we have an exclusive interview with Seth Rogers, asked not just what happened to Sebastian.
Thank you, Miss Sue. Appreciate you, darling. Good to see you. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you very much for your support. Me and you, how do you do? Thank you so much for 8 continued months. So appreciative. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for your continued support. Hey, Jude, I'm here for this. Thank you so much, Lovey. Appreciate you very, very much. Yes, 870 days. It's really unimaginable to not know where your kid is for 870 days. It's you just can't move on. Thank you so much for the heart, my dear. Appreciate you very much. Catherine, thank you very much for the heart. Appreciate you, love. And I've spoken to a lot of different people over the last several years of covering missing people, and they say the hardest part is just not knowing, right? It's really just not knowing where to go, what to do, right? Because if you know that they're deceased, it's horrible. Hey, Deb, but you at least have an answer. You at least have an answer.
But what happened to the investigation?
We're continuing to follow breaking news in Sumner County. A large search is underway for a missing teen.
Thousands searched.
There is significant concern tonight.
He was last seen in all black.
Millions watched.
Dog, the bounty hunter, is coming to look for Sebastian.
Everyone had a theory.
What was under that soft soil?
Everyone wanted answers.
He deserves justice.
What happened to 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers? But nearly 2.5 years later, there have been no arrests, no suspects, and no sight of Sebastian.
Now, there's been one press conference, and this is the thing that I really struggle with in this case. Now, I understand that law enforcement can't give us everything. It's a case. I get it. But what you can do is update the public and say, we have not forgotten about Sebastian. We are still working hard on Sebastian's case. Today's date is July 16th, 2025. As of today, we have checked this many cameras. We have did this many warrants. We have done this. To let the public know some of the things that you have done. One second, guys, I apologize. Apologize for that. So, hey Holly, good to see you, babe. So I think that they could just give the public, the parents, some reassurance after 2.5 years, and say, today's date, we have done this, this, and this, just like a lot of other, police do on other active cases. And in my opinion, if they can't give an update and say something after 2.5 years, 2.5 years, we have flown around the sun, this entire earth, right? Twice, 2.5 times across, through space. And you still can't give us something where this case, like if you just come and you say, well, we still don't know if Sebastian walked out on his own, was taken out, was this or was that, then give it to somebody else. Give it to the FBI, in my opinion. Give it to the FBI. Because I'm sorry, but I believe after 2.5 years, you should know at least the direction that it's headed, in my opinion. At least the direction that this should be headed. Right? So, you know, even if they would say, you know, we have, you know, we've done all of this and we have a direction that we're working very diligently on to find Sebastian. Give the parents, give the public something, and let us know that you have not forgot about Sebastian Rogers. December 7th, I believe it's December 7th, Sebastian's going to be 18 years old. Right? He's going to be 18 years old.
I need my son home. I need my son home.
From the moment his son went missing, Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, prayed.
It was like God gave me a purpose in life.
Your son was your purpose.
And he still is. I just gotta find him.
Sebastian disappeared during the overnight hours of February 26, 2024, from the Hendersonville home he shared with his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, Chris Proudfoot.
He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
At first, Seth says he trusted the investigation, but the idea Sebastian just walked from home alone with no shoes on and without his phone never made sense.
People don't just vanish into thin air.
No, they don't. No matter how I look at it, I just cannot wrap my head around my son walking out of that house.
Sebastian has autism, AD.
I just don't think for a second Sebastian walked out of that house. I just don't at all. Why do I don't think that? Because he is very scared of things. Very scared of things. If you look at him at the Texas Roadhouse, there's music playing. What does he do? Does this. He doesn't like to go in the garage because the garage door sounds, right? This is a child that happens to have autism and gets overstimulated very easily. And so not only do I think he didn't walk out that door, there's nothing to suggest that he did other than he's gone, right? And just because someone is gone, unfortunately, doesn't mean they walked out the door. There's not a scent, a trace. Mini Panthers, thank you so much, my dear. Really, really appreciate you. In your opinion, do you think there are some very scared people due to this filing? Even law enforcement. You look beautiful, even though no sleep. Thank you, Mini. Okay. I think there are people that just want this to go away. And I just don't think anybody would be okay with how this was handled in the beginning, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So maybe he's scared. Certainly, in my opinion, wants it to go away. Deb, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very much. Justin, love you so much. Love the Pearl family and best mods on YouTube. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate you very much. Much love to you, Miss Deb. Really, really appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. No, it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away until Sebastian is found, some sort of justice is served. It's just not. It's just too big of a case. Listen, I hope this is settled quickly, because it's too much.
And a rare chromosomal disorder that caused intellectual disabilities. So as hours turned to days and days to weeks, Seth Rogers says his faith in the investigation faded, and the question changed. It was no longer, where's Sebastian? But what happened to the investigation?
I don't think they put any effort in finding my son anymore.
He says that question is what brought him here, suing the Sumner County Sheriff's Office in federal court, claiming the agency and people that were supposed to find his son failed them both.
Did you think a search that big would find at least one clue?
Would have been nice.
The lawsuit claims Seth Rogers' loss of confidence didn't happen overnight. The complaint claims the case was never adequately staffed and argues that once the massive ground search for Sebastian ended, the investigation began losing momentum. Only one detective was left to follow leads, and there was just one news conference at that point to update the public.
We are exploring every lead that comes in and every tip that comes in.
So guys, we have a poll, and there is no right or wrong answer on this. It's just an opinion. Answer it honestly. How you feel is how you feel. Do you believe, in your opinion only, believe, I put believe twice there, Sebastian walked out the door on his own? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe he completely did it on his own. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe there was some help. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. Justin, not Neston. I've been called worse. I've been called so worse.
Making it all worse, according to the lawsuit, the sheriff's office stopped communicating with Seth Rogers, and for the past 18
there was Tony.
Communicating with Seth
That's our buddy Tony. Rest in peace, Tony. Rest in peace. Hey, War. Good to see you, babe. Rest in peace, Tony.
Rogers, and for the past 18 months, there's been a communications blackout.
Is that what it feels like, a blackout?
Yeah. It says a lot when they won't speak to me. To me, it says that they know that they screwed the pooch.
Then the lawsuit asks another question. If the investigation lost steam in the early
Don't
days,
get to the filing.
what happened
Is Betty
during
in here?
those first critical
Hey, Beth.
hours?
I'm sorry I didn't call you back. I'm so
Were some
sorry.
of its most serious allegations.
Betty, I told the real me the other day, I was talking to her. I was like, shit, I forgot to call Betty back.
Begin.
In your
my
lawsuit says this
mother-in-law.
investigation, its focus was critically marred from the beginning.
It was dead on arrival.
Geneva, thank you so
This
much.
looks to
Your
me
gift,
like
baby.
an amateur investigation.
That's Seth Rogers' attorney, Darren Ritchie. The first allegation centers on the home itself.
Hey, Alabama.
The lawsuit claims investigators never secured the Proudfoot home as a potential crime scene, allowing reporters and
I hope
family
you're
members
right.
inside
I hope you're
before
right.
it was fully processed.
That alone from the jump started this.
Something else investigators should have been asking about: home security cameras, because according to the suit, they weren't working.
Now, again, this is a big ass problem. I thought this was a new video. I think this is the same one we was listening to last night. So we're just going to finish it. But before we get into the filing, I'm sorry, but there is something up with these cameras, in my opinion. I think it's extraordinarily convenient, in my opinion, that they were not working that night. That is just my opinion. And I don't think it's a coincidence either that they went back a year later with a warrant, allegedly, particularly looking for electronics and cameras. Okay. Now, you can feel how you feel about any of the parents, but they didn't do that to anybody else. They haven't did that to Seth, right? Feel how you feel about Seth or whatever, but they didn't do that to Seth. And from what I understand, if you look at Nerdy Addict, he spoke with Chris. He released all of that, and Chris told him a lot of things, and we knew that there was a warrant a year later. And so does he have a mom? Does Sebastian have a mom? He has a mom, but she's doesn't talk about it much. Holly says, I've been saying this all along. There basically wasn't an investigation at all, in my opinion, just because they say it was the largest search in history. And parents weren't even properly, all the parents weren't even properly questioned. Yeah. And, you know, this is exactly what we were talking about last night, Holly. People's like, guys, this was the biggest search in Tennessee history. And I'm like, praise God. But a search does not mean an investigation, guys. Big difference. Because you are searching does not mean you are investigating. It means you are looking around for a child. Big difference. Major difference. 7 months, Geneva. 7 months. Thank you so much. Thank you, Justin, for keeping Sebastian's name out here. Thank you so much, Geneva. Appreciate you very, very much, my dear. Sebastian's very special to a lot of us, you know. I think he was wronged. I do think he was wronged in a lot of aspects, right? Or thank you for the flower. Sent me a flower, girl. Thank you so much. How you doing? Appreciate you, babies.
Day Sebastian disappeared.
Do you have evidence that those security cameras at the home were offline and investigators didn't determine why?
I just know that they have not been able to get any footage from those cameras. I don't know why, but I know that that would have been the first key element of any evidence to collect in this case.
The lawsuit argues that should have raised immediate
I think
questions.
it was, yeah.
Because Katie Proudfoot installs and services security cameras for a living. But the suit claims the missed opportunities didn't end there. It also alleges investigators never verified Chris Proudfoot's alibi that he was 3 hours away when Sebastian disappeared.
And, you know, this has been a lot. Hey, girl, mom, good to see you. Enoch, hello. LJ, good to see everyone rolling up in here. And this has been one of my Achilles heel on this case. And a lot of people's, for that matter. I personally believe that there was some funkiness going on the night Sebastian went missing. And I know that when CP went back to Yogi Bear place. What's the town or the city called there? I can't even think right now, guys. Past Memphis, it's the anyway. I know he wasn't alone. I know he was not alone. No, he was not alone. Not alleged. I know he was not alone.
What evidence says Chris Proudfoot's alibi wasn't verified?
We have looked at the police reports on this matter, and we do not see where they were able to verify his alibi.
Because I do.
They may say that the alibi is safe and is accurate, but I don't see the steps that they took to get there.
The complaint also describes an alleged tip from a...
Now, I want to say, just because I know he was not alone doesn't mean he was doing anything nefarious. I'm not saying that. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, babe. Appreciate you, babe. But I am saying that he was not alone. And I can say that 2 people was with him. And it took me a long time to get that information. However, whenever what kind of piqued my interest of getting that information was whenever he said, we went down to get the motorhome. I say we. When I say we, I mean I went down to get the motorhome. Katie didn't go with me. And he's right. Katie was not with him that night. But he was not alone. So he is right about that. Katie was not with him that night when he goes and gets his motorhome. But there were others.
Nurse at Sebastian's doctor's office who claimed Katie Proudfoot canceled an appointment just 3 days before Sebastian vanished. The suit claims that lead was never adequately pursued. And
I'm sorry, but I just don't see why anybody is going to go get your motorhome when your kid is missing and your whole world is upside down. I just don't get it, especially when you pay for it weeks and months in advance. I just truly don't get that.
Further alleges the sheriff's office was already part of a child protective team looking into abuse allegations.
Okay, so this is very important because, again, we're getting to that filing here in just a minute. But we're going to be talking about 2023, I believe it is, and 2024. This is way before Sebastian went missing, that there was allegedly, I'll say, already part of a child protection team investigating abuse allegations
involving Sebastian.
After
Chris Proudfoot allegedly struck him in the stomach.
Okay. Other people were present. I agree, Justin. Edgar also called the cops on Silvers and searching Mississippi and watched the whole thing. He did, didn't he? I forgot about that. God, there's been so much in this case that when you're not on it, like every day, you just forget until you're reminded. Then brought it back, and we see the slides are out when it was parked in the driveway, in my opinion. That is true. That is true. Yeah. I ain't going anywhere. If my sibling's missing, well, I'm going to look for them, and I don't find them quick. You have a tractor and I can dig a lot. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You're suing the sheriff's office, but the complaint at some point sounds like the finger's being pointed at the Proudfoots. Who are you after here?
I am going after the sheriff's department right now.
We also reached out to the Proudfoots. They declined our interview request, but they have never been arrested, never been named suspects, and never been identified as persons of interest in Sebastian's disappearance. And they have repeatedly told WSMV4 they had nothing to do with Sebastian's disappearance.
Okay, let me hear that again.
But they have never been arrested, never been named suspects, and never been identified as persons of interest in Sebastian's disappearance. And they have repeatedly told WSMV4 they had nothing to do with Sebastian's disappearance.
Got it.
How bad does that hurt when people start accusing you?
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
For Katie Proudfoot, the pain is being accused. For Seth Rogers, the pain is not knowing if everything that should have been done to find Sebastian was.
I want to hug my son. I want to feel his physical presence. I don't want to close my eyes and have these nightmares anymore.
We asked the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for an interview. We haven't heard back. And tonight, there is more. Rogers also filed a second federal lawsuit, this one targeting the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. The suit claims DCS had 2 cases of alleged abuse involving Sebastian, one of them inside the Hendersonville home where he lived, but never notified his father, Seth Rogers. Both of those cases were closed without Sebastian being removed from that home. But the lawsuit now asks whether that was a mistake and claims DCS failed Sebastian. We'll have more on that suit tomorrow night. For WSMV4, I'm investigative reporter.
When are they
Stacey
releasing that? When are they releasing that? Does anyone know? Seth is suffering. And, you know, I believe they're... Amber, thank you so much, babe. Appreciate your gift. My dear, thank you so much. Hey, mom of an angel. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate that. Belated birthday wishes. Okay, guys, y'all ready for the lawsuit? The docs. So I don't think I can put them up on the screen, but I can read certain things of them, and I've got some graphics that we can obviously talk about. It kind of waiting for another video to drop from WSNV. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Hello, baby kisses. Good to see you. Share the live out. She rode around with windows up, yelling his name. He couldn't even been heard. What's a waste of vocal cords and time. 82 better tell the truth. Mini Panthers, thank you so much. What is wrong with my internet? 0 cents. He had no idea of and when Sebastian would be found, or did he? No one would instantly move an RV home that fast. Very suspicious, in my opinion. And that's exactly... Why would you go get your motor home when Sebastian had only been missing less than 36 hours? Less than 36 hours. Why would you, hey Smiley, why would you go move your RV that quickly? Now, Seth alleges that Chris told him something very in the beginning, and help me out, chat, here, because I can't fully remember exactly how, but it was something to the effect of, what if this goes south? Or, you know, what if this doesn't turn out the way you think it's going to turn out, or whatever. Thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up. I mean, he never cared about him anyway. Well, there is, you know, step parents can be some of the biggest blessings ever, right? They can save families, essentially, your life, children's lives. But then there is an overwhelming disproportion of abuse with step parents and boyfriend, girlfriend of mom or dad, that they just will not care or bond with the child like they would their own. Now, there are some parents that don't bond with their kids at all, and they unalive their own kids as well, so you just, it varies. But statistically, step parents and mom, dad's girlfriend, boyfriend, if they're not married, it's the proportion is crazy. Heaven, thank you so much for the flower. Thank you so much. Allison, thank you so much for the flower, my dear. Appreciate you. Seth said he will look south of the area. It is not even registered with him when he said it. I think it was like, what if this goes south or something like that. Amber Young, thank you so much for the gift, love. Appreciate you. Edgar even told Seth to go to church. Why? In my opinion, I'm glad Seth is doing this for Sebastian. He just wants some answers. Oh, I love your doggy. Is that a Boston or is that a French Bulldog? I think it's a Boston, but I can't really tell. I used to have a French Bulldog that looked like a Boston Terrier, so I wasn't sure. But, I'm just going to read your comment. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I read that they moved because they were getting pets. But how is Sebastian supposed to find them if he did come back? Well, I guess he's supposed to sit out on the porch like they did, 10 days or so, maybe even less, after he went missing. They put stuff out on the porch, which to me is complete bullshit, right? The news reported that there was an upcoming mental health appointment for Sebastian. I think I think that Chris and Katie were militant with Sebastian, and a very unhealthy, not structure, but such a tight rope that he could not live up to that expectation, especially with his condition, in my opinion, with his chromosome deletion and his autism. Now, I think with Seth, he was complete opposite. And you guys know, I'm very supportive to Seth, but I believe it was the complete opposite of that at Seth's house, where it was, free range probably all the time. A lot less rules, all of that. And I think neither one of them are, superb, to be quite honest with you. it's truly about moderation and balance and moderation, right? But I don't think that, in my opinion, I do think Katie and Chris were up to here with Sebastian, in my opinion, and I feel like they just weren't understanding. They could not. I don't know. You know, it's easy for us to say all of these things about Chris and Katie and Seth. So, but you know, it's just an opinion, and opinions, you know what opinions are like, right? So Sebastian was allowed to be himself at Seth's, in my opinion. I think he was a lot more, chill, for sure. Absolutely. Seth was in here last night. He might be watching now. He might be in the bushes. He might be in here in a little bit, but I absolutely will. I don't think anybody could live with Edgar, honestly. You know, divorced 5 times or married 5 times. Okay. All right. So what is this lawsuit? It's seeking, I think it's upwards to 25 million. It could be 15 million, but up to 25 million in compensation and damages. A lot of people are getting hung up on the number. And here's my thing. I don't care about the number. I really don't care about the number. There is no number you can put on a life and your child being failed. And, you know, if Chris and Katie, you know, was to file a lawsuit against, you know, let's just say the state or whatever, and as long as they can, you know, prove that, they deserve that compensation, as long as they can prove it. And the same goes for Seth. The same exact thing goes for Seth. As long as they can prove their case, there you go. Punitive damages against individual defendants. There is an injunction relief requiring DCS, listen to this, to reopen the active investigation for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case with adequate resources. And there is mandatory communication requirement requested with the children's families during the investigation. Attorney fees they're asking for, court cost, and interest. They are requesting a jury trial for said lawsuits as well. Now, who filed this case, right? First amended complaint was filed, I think it, one second, I've got it here. It was filed technically today. This is when it came out, technically today. And that being said, Seth is, you know, the plaintiff in this, and he individually as the father, and it's next of kin, not next of friend, of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. The defendants, he is suing the Tennessee Department of Children's Services, also known as DCS, the commissioner, Margie Quinn, Leslie Hill Ritchie, Laura Boswell, Amira J. Walker, This is the U.S. court in Tennessee, all that stuff. All right. The legal claims. I'm going to get to the docs. Just relax. I promise you. These are in the documents anyways, but the 6 legal claims these documents are claiming. What the lawsuit alleges in court. Number 1, deliberate indifference and the state created danger. DCS allegedly knew the danger and failed to act. Now, again, hey Ginger, good to see you, darling. Now, again, I want to say that these are claims that are from 2023. 2023. Okay. About, allegedly hitting Sebastian in the stomach. And there's a lot of other things that will probably come out as well. I'll say that. Special relationship. The plaintiff argues DCS assumed duties to protect Sebastian, and that is what DCS does, right? When they go there, they are supposed to find out whether the child is at risk or not, and they assume that duties, right? So Seth is also claiming deprivation of parental liberty interest. Seth says he was denied involvement in protecting his son. Now, that's a big one, if you ask me, right? Let's say that you are split up with your ex-husband or ex-wife, and they've remarried, and you share custody, and DCS goes to your wife or your husband's house, and they don't notify the other parent who has joint legal, joint physical custody. That's a problem. I mean, I just don't really think anybody can argue that. I think that's a problem you would want to know. You would want to know. Just like CPS is at Seth's house, Katie has every single right to know. Every single right to know. And DCS should notify them, right? Okay. Failure to train and supervise. Leadership allegedly failed to provide, to properly train and oversee staff. Now, I'm not sure if they're accusing DCS that or law enforcement with that one. We'll look in the documents on that one. Negligence, gross negligence. The filing says DCS did not act as a reasonable child welfare agency should. Okay. And intentional infliction of emotional distress. Seth says the conduct caused severe and ongoing emotional harm. These are reasons why in the filing, why Seth says DCS failed. The main argument from the filing is that Seth has joint legal and physical custody. The filing says he was not notified of the 2023 investigation. This was an investigation where allegedly physical abuse was happening in the home. Leslie, thank you for the high five, darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Okay. The complaint says he was not interviewed for safety information, right? They didn't contact him when this happened, because when DCS is working a case, many times even before they come to your house, they have already contacted many people that is around you, right? Horn Lake, yes, Brenda, Horn Lake, that's it. And it seems like they didn't do that. And I will say one thing that's interesting to me, just now thinking of this, is whenever Chris talks about CPS on Smiley's channel, he is alleging that CPS is telling Sebastian, you're going to get in trouble if you don't stop lying. Sir, you can get in trouble. Who remembers that? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. And I think that is not something that's going to go well, right? In my opinion. Why is it not Department of Family and Children's Service? You got me confused. It's it just depends on like what state and area you're in. He tried intimidating an autistic child, and we stand up for ourselves. Well, so there's that. DCS allegedly did not consider placing Sebastian with Seth. Now, think about that. In 2023, if CPS came to Seth and said, we need to do an interview with you. There's these allegations of Sebastian being hit in the stomach. We need you to take Sebastian, or even consider it. It wasn't done. We call it DHR here. Yeah, it just depends where you are. Right? The filing says Sebastian identified his father as a safe space. Now, again, Seth and his attorney has to prove all of this. And in my opinion, if they are alleging all of this, then they have some documents or something to back it up, right? Because they are making each one of these claims. Seth says he could have shared critical information about fear, home stress, and worsening condition. Okay. I don't think, it's crazy. So, Seth Rogers, DCS filing, what the lawsuit alleges right here, the First Amendment complaint. Seth Rogers says DCS had warning signs before Sebastian disappeared. The filing points to 2 prior DCS investigations in 2022 and 2023. Right? So 2 years, up to 2 years before he went missing, right? There was different CPS cases. I believe some. I'll let Seth talk about, but I believe some of them he knew about, but maybe some he didn't as well. So there's that. Okay. It alleges DCS failed to protect Sebastian and failed to properly involve Seth. The lawsuit seeks damages, policy changes, and further action. What DCS allegedly knew. Okay. Now, again, this is the claim of Seth and his attorney. They claim that DCS knew that Sebastian was on the autism spectrum disorder, that there were severe combined typed ADHD, and that Sebastian, they claimed that DCS knew that 6q27 chromosome deletion syndrome, which is the specific type of chromosome deletion that Sebastian has, right? I'm behind because I went through all the way back to the beginning. I agree with SU. I understand, Robin. Good to see you, honey. So good to see you. Right? He could play chess. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I've always said, I bet, with any teenager can be difficult, right? Any teenager can be difficult. But a child that is a teenager that has, special needs, that has severe combined type of ADHD, has a 6q27 chromosome deletion, and has been through prior trauma and abuse from his past, it's going to be a very hard to deal with, right? I mean, we just got to be real about that. And I bet it was difficult for Katie, Seth, Chris. I bet it was. I know that, Katie and Sebastian, they had some really big fights out, even in the backyard and stuff. No, my phone's not ringing, honey. It's music in the background. It's music in the background. So, I think this is something we've got to be honest about, right? You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But parents do it every day, and God bless them. 1,000%. 1,000%. It's not an excuse, right? It's not an excuse. But it takes special parents to raise special kids. And with special kids, it takes extra patience, extra grace, extra everything. And if you don't give that to them, you're both going to be miserable. You're both going to be miserable, which I believe they were miserable. Because you know how Edgar likes it. It's his way or the highway. That's why there is 5 marriages. Right? So, Austin, did you hear PHB tell about the neighbor saying CP hated Sebastian, wanted him? No, I did not. When was that? Hey, Daff. I mean, it's also hard to be a teenager. Those 1,000%, Michelle, 1,000%. Like being a teenager in today's world, oh my God. You know, we didn't have damn Twitter and Facebook, and, you know, you didn't have to be, you know, we were kids that played outside and, you know, lived a freaking life and had friends. And now everyone's just, you know, talking to each other on a damn screen. And so it had to be very confusing for Sebastian as well. And the more confusing and the more hard, because of his autism, because his severe combined type ADHD, his chromosome deletion, his medications, you know, behavior, prior trauma, abuse. That's going to be very difficult for him. This is what his attorney and him are saying, that DCS already knew. They knew allegedly that there was a behavioral deterioration in bathroom accidents. So Sebastian did have accidents. I will say, I cannot tell you, unfortunately, how many kids I have seen. I'm not saying it happened in this case. What I am saying, I cannot tell you how many cases I have covered where kids have been unalived by simply wetting the bed. And we do know that Sebastian had, you know, had some accidents, and they allegedly stopped giving, you know, him clean underwear to take to school, that they would just give him a diaper, because allegedly Katie got tired of taking the underwear to school, which it's literally your next door neighbor where he goes to school, number one, and number two, just let him take some extra underwear to school, and if, you know, he has an accident, put it in a grocery bag and tie it and bring it home. But I digress. They claim that in the DCS knew that Sebastian was allegedly scared of his stepfather. And they also claim that later assessments described serious or immediate risk of removal. Now, Seth has CPS documents. Seth has like therapy, counseling documents, and all of that. And so these are very, very important, because when you look at it, you have a therapist. Sebastian is talking to this therapist about what we all talk about our therapist about, right? Our hopes, our fears, our struggles, our likes, our dislikes, all of that. That is coming from Sebastian to a doctor. Okay? Now, on the other side of this, there is so we've got the CPS. On the other side of this, we have it's not CPS. That's the therapist. On the other side of this, we have DHS, and I'll say allegedly, even though I know more about this, but that there was I'll just say allegedly concern that CPS allegedly thought they should take Sebastian out of that home. But apparently did not do so. Okay? You get what I mean? So, and this says, later assessment by DCS described serious and immediate risk of removing Sebastian, but did not do that. Now, I have known that for a long time. I've known that for a long time. And if DCS was so concerned, why didn't they act upon it if there was a immediate and serious risk? No, Meep. Nope. In fact, I believe that how can I say this? In fact, I believe that there were cases that, in my opinion, Edgar and KK did not even tell them that Seth was around there, in my opinion. Right, because Seth didn't always live there. He lived in California. What year did Seth move there? I don't know what year even Seth moved there. So, from what I understand, they were allegedly going to potentially put Sebastian in foster care. DCS was allegedly going to do that. Because if they didn't know about the father, and they have, Sebastian is in this house, and there is nobody, Sebastian doesn't have any kin around there. I think, I'll just say in my opinion, that they were going to put him in foster care. How did they not know? Well, how do things fall through the cracks? People lie. I don't know. But I will say that there is a lot more that people just have no idea about. And I think when it all comes out, again, Seth is far from perfect. Far from perfect. I love him. I support him. Sometimes he's gotten on my nerves so bad, and I've gotten on his nerves so bad. But one thing I do know is Seth loves his son, and Seth has nothing to do with the disappearance of his son. I think if he thought Sebastian was going to be, something was going to happen, he would have been right there. Don't know yet, Deb. I don't know yet. I'll look at that and see. But you don't ever think of potentially someone in a home, the mother of your kids or the stepfather, of doing something potentially. I'm not saying they did. Right. Let me see here. Oops. God. Okay. Did they pop anything else out? Let me look at this. I'm just trying to see real quick. What time is it there? Is it 7:27 in Nashville? Is that what time it is in Nashville? One second, guys. 3 hours ago. Wait a second. Datsu Sheriff's Agency. Bear with me. I'm just making sure nothing else has came out real quick before I get to this. Okay. 2022 DCS investigation. According to the filing, we've got a timeline. Y'all ready for a timeline? We love a good timeline, don't we? Us Pearls love a good timeline. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ham. And yes, Kentucky. Okay. Here. What is this? The wheels on the bus go round and round. 1 second. Oh, I don't think I've seen that. Okay. Still not. All right. A good timeline. Here we go. This is all in the filings. 2022 DCS investigation. According to the filing, September 28th, 2022, a hotline report after Sebastian disclosed prior SA in California. I'm not going to go into that with the documents or anything because, Chris, Katie, and yes, Seth did talk about it. I get some people, says, he shouldn't have talked about that or whatever. It's Chris, Katie, Seth. They can, in my opinion, talk about whatever they want. It's their kid. So in 2022, a hotline report that Sebastian disclosed prior SA abuse in California. Hey, Cher, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. Good to see you, Mamacita. Okay. The intake noted fear of stepfather's reaction and prior corporal punishment. Just to read the article I sent via text, it mentions it and updated today. What do you mean, baby? Oh, can you send it to 307? You got to send it to 307 so I can see it. So in 2022, they are claiming that a hotline report that this was going on in California. Intake noted that Sebastian's reaction and prior corporal punishment. I believe the corporal punishment, of course. Chris has admitted to corporal punishing as well. I think, in my opinion, I was corporal punished. It didn't do a damn thing for me. It just made me scared. And I certainly just don't believe. Oh, thank you, Daph. One second. We got something new in. Bwam, 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 bwam. Okay. Well, WSMV is talking about this. Give me 1 second. Oh. Good Lord. Oh. Second, guys, I apologize. Play the fucking thing. Jesus. Maddie. Where is this coming from? Skip. Okay. All right. Brand new. Brand new. Got brand new video. I want you to be fucking quiet wherever you're coming from. Okay, there we go. It was the bottom of the video. You know when something's on, like a little advertisers are playing or whatever, and you can't find it where it is? You're like, where's it go? All right, guys. Ooh, we don't need the weatherman. We have why wasn't I informed? Missing teens father says DCS had warning signs before son disappeared. Okay, so I just need to do a little disclaimer.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. If you have a complaint about something and find your content is being used incorrectly, infringement was not done on purpose and will be rectified to all parties' satisfaction.
All right, so we're going to give credit to our friends out of Nashville, WSMV News 4. Okay, with Tracy Cornett and Lauren Lowry.
In a second federal lawsuit, WSMV4 Investigates first broke the news that the father is also suing the Sumner County Sheriff's Department. Allegedly, they didn't properly investigate his son's disappearance. And this second lawsuit targets the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. Speaking exclusively with WSMV4 investigative reporter Stacey Cameron, Rogers says he learned only after Sebastian disappeared that DCS had twice investigated his son and failed to tell him what was going on.
For nearly 2.5 years, Seth Rogers has searched for answers about what happened to his son. Now he says he's also searching for answers.
I mean, you got to remember, Seth had full joint custody, physical custody, full joint and physical custody. Sorry, not full. He shared half, 50%. Katie shared 50%. Now, he was with Katie more, and that's just what they agreed to. How the fuck does DCS not look at these court orders and say, "Oh, there's a bio dad here in the mix. There's a bio dad. We better contact him. We better contact him. And then your child goes missing. I don't think anybody would be happy with that. I don't care from where you sit. You're not going to be happy with that. Doesn't the reporter look like Steve Carell? You're kind of right. He does. CP slipped up on Smileys when he mentioned that CPS cases also whack got him. Yeah. We need to go over that again. I haven't heard that in ages.
About something that happened before Sebastian disappeared. According to this newly filed federal lawsuit, DCS investigated Sebastian twice, but closed both cases. And Rogers says he was kept in the dark. That left him with a question he can't escape. If he had known everything DCS knew, would Sebastian be safe with him today?
What did I do for him not to tell me that he was scared? I'm supposed to protect him.
It's the question Seth Rogers says he asks himself every day. Not whether he could have found Sebastian, but whether he could have protected him. The lawsuit claims DCS investigated allegations involving Sebastian in 2022, then again in 2023, before closing both cases without removing him from the Hendersonville home where he lived.
If DCS had talked to you, what would they have learned?
He can come live with me.
Rogers says no one at DCS told him about the extent of those investigations. No one warned him about the abuse allegations, and he says that left him with the pain no one can imagine.
You don't have any clue. Nobody.
Did y'all just notice that they had his name spelled wrong?
You don't have
him with the pain no one.
They got his name spelled Sebastian Ian Rogers. Come on, guys.
One can imagine.
You don't have any clue. Nobody does.
Attorney Darren Ritchie says that's why they filed this lawsuit.
Why would DCS leave Seth Rogers in the dark?
That is unexplainable, and it's unacceptable.
The lawsuit claims DCS documented that Sebastian told investigators he felt safe with his father. It also alleges the agency determined Sebastian met the criteria for a federal program reserved for children considered as serious or imminent.
Hold on. Did I just have a blonde moment?
Of those, no one investigations. No one warned him about the abuse allegations, and he says that left him with the pain.
SEBAST. Oh, I am so dumb sometimes. I'm so dumb sometimes. Sorry. I was like, why does it say Sebastian Ian Rogers? SEBASTIAN. Oh, God. Listen. I buy the blonde, honey. I wear it.
No one can imagine.
You don't have any clue. Nobody does.
Attorney Darren Ritchie says that's why they filed this lawsuit.
Why would DCS leave Seth Rogers in the dark?
I need sleep.
That is unexplainable, and it's unacceptable.
The lawsuit claims DCS documented that Sebastian told investigators he felt safe with his father. It also alleges the agency determined Sebastian met the criteria for a federal program reserved for children considered at serious or imminent risk of removal from their home.
Hold on.
Reserved.
Got to go back.
DCS documented that Sebastian told investigators he felt safe with his father.
And again, this is not, I mean, it is coming from Seth and his attorney, but you have to remember Seth has the papers from CPS, and he has the papers from his therapist and all of that as well. And it says in black and white that he felt safe with his dad. Okay.
It also alleges the agency determined Sebastian met the criteria for a federal program reserved for children considered at serious or imminent risk of removal.
And I have known this for a long time. She's great killing time. Thank you for asking. She's great. I've known this for a long time. Sebastian met the criteria for a federal program reserved for children considered at serious or imminent risk for removal, which they had DHS allegedly was considering that, which he would have went to foster care because they didn't contact Seth. Now, the question is, why didn't they contact Seth? And this is where it's going to come out, right? The DHS, in my opinion, failed to meet their duty to check on this. Now, again, DHS, I'm not saying that they were told this, but they could have been told that Sebastian's father was not in his life, right? And they could have just taken their word for that. Meaning, Sebastian, they could have just taken Sebastian's mom and stepdad's word. Oh, he's not in their life. Now, I'm not saying that happened. But something happened. Right? Something happened. And the federal program, a lot of people's getting mixed up with the word program. Whenever the state gets ready to put you in put a child in foster care, it meets that program. That's what that means. It means you are eligible for foster care. That's what it means. Whenever they get ready to take, whenever they take or get ready or considering taking a child out of the house, that is when you are in the system, you are in the program. Okay, so it's not like, you know, a just federal program. It just means you're in the system. You met the criteria to be taken out of the home.
From their home, but closed both investigations. Richie says, had Rogers known everything DCS was looking at, this story might look very different today.
I don't think that we would be here today talking if they spoke with Seth Rogers. I think Seth would have corroborated how Sebastian was feeling, and I think this would have taken a very different turn.
Did anyone ever tell you Sebastian had been considered at serious risk of removal from that home?
Nope.
Manny Panthers, thank you so much, my dear. Sebastian told Seth was safe. CPS knew about Seth, in my opinion. I think it depends on I don't know. They certainly didn't. CPS certainly didn't contact him, right? And you know, this is the thing as well. that I think about. I'm not saying this happened, and I'm not accusing that this happened, but this is a thought that I have. And the thought is, could potentially KK and Edgar, they not want Seth to know that CPS was called on them and that these allegations were happening, right? Oh, we don't need to include him. We don't want him to know what happened. I'm not saying that happened. It's just a thought that goes through my mind. So, you know, allegedly maybe dad's not in their life, or we have him most of the time anyways. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Susie Q. Always informative and entertaining. Thank you so much. So good to see you, Susie Q. Appreciate your support very, very much, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you, love. I really appreciate you.
Then came the moment he says changed everything. Rogers hired a lawyer, got the DCS investigative files, and read it for himself.
They failed my son. They didn't try to protect him at all.
The lawsuit alleges DCS overlooked warning signs, failed to adequately protect a vulnerable child with autism, ADHD, and a rare chromosomal disorder, and denied Seth Rogers the opportunity to intervene before Sebastian disappeared. Rogers says that's the part he struggles with the most.
All these things hurt. All of them hurt.
I don't think CP wanted his ex to find out, in my opinion, therefore no one could know. Interesting, Jana. Very interesting. That's very interesting. Thank you so much for 26 months, my dear. Really do appreciate you. You are an OG. There's more that I know on that, but I just can't talk about it right now.
I don't know what's going on with my child. I just know that he's not where he should be.
And the lawsuit raises another question. Seth Rogers had joint custody of Sebastian. His attorney says that meant DCS had a legal duty to keep him informed so he could take action to protect his son if necessary. I asked DCS whether it lived up to that responsibility. The agency declined an interview, saying it doesn't discuss specific cases or comment on pending litigation. For WSMV4, I'm investigative reporter Stacey Cameron.
Stacey Cameron, you're doing an amazing job. You're doing the Lord's work, my friend. I appreciate you asking the tough questions. I really do. Let's see here. Both lawsuits are now moving through federal court. If the case proceeds, attorney could seek investigative reports, initial communications, child welfare records, and sworn depositions from law enforcement and DCS officials. Very, very interesting that this is coming out now. Let's see here. Did we see this one?
Suing the Sumner County Sheriff's Office in
1 second.
court, claiming the agency.
So just talk about bombshell reporting, right? And again, it's been 870 days since Sebastian Rogers first went missing. And this was a story that captivated not just the mid-state, but really all across the nation, right? It is not often that a teen like this just vanishes. No trace of him anywhere. And I mean, mad credit to Stacey for being able to figure all this out. The fact that Sebastian's mother works for the security firm, installs these security cameras, yet they're possibly not on the night that your son goes missing, whether they did it or not, right? And again, they have not been charged with anything. It doesn't seem like have been investigated. Something here doesn't add up, right? For a young boy to just go missing without a trace. Dogs never able to pick up a scent on Sebastian Rogers, to listen to the neighbors in the area too talk about it. It is all just stunning, and it is sad for there to still be no answers 2 years later. So again,
and that's exactly right. Again, the vast majority of the population outside of YouTube, that is, knows that something is wrong here with the mother's story, that it just doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, something is not being told. Something is being hidden. And then if something is being hidden, why? Why, whenever your child is out there? Thank you so much, Pauls, for love. I really, really appreciate you, my friend. So good to see you. So cute, little poochies. Thank you. Really appreciate you, dear.
Again, this is just the first part in Stacey's reporting here. He's going to have another story tomorrow night coming up at 6 o'clock. But again, there's a lot to unpack here. We have all of this listed, including past reports as well, the timeline of the disappearance, where investigators are at now with the search. Have they interviewed anybody yet? All of that's in this web stories. That's WSMV.com. A lot of other big stories tonight that we're following at 10 o'clock.
Now, this is going to be sworn depositions from law enforcement. This is going to be sworn depositions from a lot of people, DHS, all of that. And it's going to be very, very interesting. Let's see here. So the lawsuit alleges DCS had warning signs. We talked about that. 2 investigations before Sebastian disappeared. Okay, and it is a statement of alarm, Richie said. It's not bringing attention to the matter. Specifically, the lawsuit against SCSO, they're asking for $10 million in punitive damages, in a suit against DCS seeking $15 million plus punitive damages, when Richie saw neither case is about money. He wants the dollar amount to send a clear message. It is a statement of alarm, end quote, Richie said. It is to bring attention to this matter, quote, end quote. Rogers says the suit are about forcing accountability. He also prays renewed focus on the case will bring about an answer to the only question on his mind: where is Sebastian? Seth says, quote, he's alive. He's just lost, end quote. That belief is what keeps him searching, and why he said he has driven more than 100,000 miles in the truck, multiple states, chasing leads. And it is why more than 2 years later, he says he refuses to stop asking questions. Only now those questions are ultimately being asked and possibly answered in federal court. I want to hug my son in the morning, end quote, Rogers said. Quote, I want to feel his presence. I don't want to wake up from these nightmares anymore. And he put let me tell you something. This man I just can't even tell you how much he has traveled. Honest to God, I can't even tell you, because I would call him, and him and Tony would travel from Oklahoma to Virginia, back to Tennessee to Oklahoma, here, there, everywhere. Like it was going to the corner store for milk. They have traveled so much. I think he had to put a motor in his truck or something, a transmission maybe, or something like that. Okay. Now, let's see here. We do not have a court date. Let me see here. I'm looking for something. Defendant. So the defendant, when they're talking about the does and stuff in this, the does are the DHS. You know what I mean? So. Oh, I agree. I agree 1,000%. Okay, but here's the timeline. Intake notes, fear of Sebastian's reaction in prior corporal punishment, September 30th, 2022. School interview with Sebastian, October 27, 2022. Home visit completed, November 3rd, 2022. Case presented to CPIT. 1 second, getting some stuff in. You are the best. Okay. Okay, yeah, we just showed that one. Yep, just showed that one. Make sure. Yep, we just showed that one. Okay. And then November 15th, the case was closed as, quote, unable to complete, that is in the documents, because the incident occurred out of state. What does that mean? I need to go through that document and find that part. Does anyone know what that means? Reporter is doing a second part tonight, 10 p.m. maybe. Yeah. DCS, DOS, CPS, what is it? DHHR. They're all, it just depends what it's called in your area. Yes, I've already been researching it, Chalita, and I'm going to be doing a live stream on it tomorrow. Yeah, with just wish people would be carefully with what they say here. Seth does come in here, and haters should not be here. Well, I think they can have their opinion as long as they're, kind of respectful about it. Because, I go to other places that, I'm allowed to say my opinion as well. Justin, check your messages. I just found. Hold on. I don't know what you mean by that, Low Red. I don't know what you mean by that, babe. Oh, okay. I got you. I know what this means now. The case closed when it was unable to complete because this complaint, remember, it happened, it was alleged that he was abused in California. And because there were in Tennessee at the time. Now, they all used to live in California. Sebastian, Chris, Katie, Seth. And that is where those SA allegations happened. And the case was closed, unable to complete because it happened out of state. I trust me, I support Seth 100%. 100%. Seth has nothing to do with his son's disappearance. In my opinion, he was failed as well by DCS because he wasn't contacted. I believe that was the 2023 case sandwich, the immediate one. Here we go. Here's the 2023. Physical abuse investigation. So we just went to the 2022 investigation. Now we're at the 2023 investigation. According to the filing, the 2023 investigation was May 3rd, 2023. This was a hotline report alleging physical abuse. Now, I just want you to remember both of these times this was called into the hotline, right? Who called? Well, you know, which we're not going to know, but someone called in because they were obviously concerned about what Sebastian had told them, right? Right. Teachers, doctors, therapists, they're all mandated reporters. Okay? So I just want you to remember that. Whether it was a teacher, you know, a doctor, therapist, or whatever. Thank you, Christy. I am exhausted. I've literally slept 2 hours in the last 2 days. It's just could not sleep last night. Okay, 1 second, guys. And May 3rd, 2023, a hotline reported alleged physical abuse. Number 2, Sebastian reportedly said CP hit him in the stomach. Now, this is 2023. Let's see here. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. This is what? 9 months before he goes missing. 9 months before he goes missing, Sebastian reportedly said CP hit him in the stomach. May 8th, 2023, there was a home visit and interviews. In the filing, it says Proudfoot acknowledged, quote, whacking, end quote, Sebastian with the back of his hand when he was not wearing his belt, meaning Sebastian supposedly forgot his belt and he got hit. And I want to say Chris has spoke about this on Smileys as well, about this EPS call. Katie reportedly said she had no concerns and did not believe he intended harm. May 11th, 2023, there was administrative review. Also on May 11th, 2023, the case was closed as, quote, no services needed, end quote. Okay. Why this matters, the complainant argues admitted contact should have raised more concerns. The filing says Sebastian's disabilities and trauma history were not weighed enough. Seth says the case was closed way too quickly. Guys, I really apologize. I will be back here in a little bit. We'll go over more of this and more of the video. I just got a call and I have to do something. But we will continue. I've got all the documents and all that that we'll talk about. I need to pull some certain parts out of there. But I will be back. I want to thank you all. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you very, very, very much. I knew this guy reminded me of my stepdad for a reason. I know. Autistic children need friends. We hate socializing. And now I had so much therapy. I talked too much. Oh. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, guys. All right. Appreciate you guys. Much love, everyone.